I wish I knew it back then. Maybe even feel a little bit lonely at first. It took me years to realize the biggest regret is that Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another chatty video of mine. Today I've decided to talk about something personal, something I don't usually talk about, and to tackle a few things that, you know, in retrospect, after having lived here in Italy for the past 7.5 years, I could have done differently, especially considering that I moved here when I was only 19. There are actually a bunch of things that I wish I could have done differently. I would say these are kind of regrets, although they're not like, you know, massive regrets or something, also because I'm just not that kind of person who dwells on regret and stuff. However, these are just the things that I wish I could have done differently once I moved here, and hopefully they can help you if you're moving to Italy and maybe, you know, just make you think about a few things, make you reflect on a few things when moving here, so that your experience might be a bit less stressful, or, you know, although it will probably be different anyway. Now guys, if you're ready for this highly personal video, let's start. My first and biggest regret is that I came here absolutely unprepared. I wish I have done more research beforehand. Honestly, I came absolutely unprepared. Maybe I read a few blogs before coming here to Italy, but there were really few of them in 2015, and there were virtually no YouTube channels covering it from the perspective that I needed as a prospective student, as an expat, first-time expat. I wish I had more research before coming here to Italy. I wish I knew more about what I was getting myself into, because first of all, it would have cost me less money than I had to spend, since I didn't know virtually anything, and secondly, it wouldn't have cost me my mental health, because the first year here, maybe the first 2 years here, were very stressful, mostly because I didn't know what to expect. So my advice to you guys, if you're moving to Italy or elsewhere in the world, do your research. Make sure you are very well prepared before moving abroad, because otherwise you're gonna spend too much money and probably you'd be too stressed out to actually enjoy the first years as an expat. By the way guys, if you want to learn from my mistakes and be prepared when moving abroad, and to Italy in particular, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. If you're new here, welcome, by the way. And if you haven't seen my Patreon page yet, I will leave you a link in the description box. There I post lots of useful information for prospective expats, from finding accommodation to getting your health insurance in Italy, to learning a language, to basically travel tips and itineraries that can make it to my vlogs. So check it out and subscribe to get even more useful information. Another regret of mine was that when I moved here, I was trying too hard to build the life I imagined it to be here. Well, when I was 19, it basically meant speaking perfect Italian, and although I do speak Italian quite well now, I don't stress out that much about my accent or accidental mistakes that slip here and there. You know, it was just much more stressful when I first moved here, and I was trying to be absolutely perfect at it. I mean, now I just let it go. And another thing that I kind of regret, but you know, it also builds up to this whole imaginary life thing, and I think it's very common among many expats, is this thought that you have to surround yourself with as many people as possible once you move abroad, that you need to find friends immediately, that you need to build your new social circle, that your life in a new country should resemble your life back home. And you know, it's gonna be like a new life, but with the comforts of your old home. This is not true at all. And I wish I knew it back then. I wish I was more capable of investing in myself rather than investing in random people that I've surrounded myself with and spent too much time with. And maybe I was not as happy about spending my time with them as I should have been, because they were not the right people. But I had this idea that I needed to find friends immediately and build my social circle. Well, it took me years to realize that quality matters more than quantity, and that having a few trusted friends abroad is better than having a huge social group, because, you know, you're building your life abroad and you're also growing and evolving abroad, and that eventually means that you'll find your own people, but It doesn't mean that you have to surround yourself with tons of people right away. And even more so, if you don't find friends right away, guys, do not stress out about it. You're building your life from scratch. It's perfectly normal when you move abroad to maybe even feel a little bit lonely at first. That will pass eventually, and you will learn how to navigate the new mentality and the new culture. It just takes time, and that's fine. That's what happens to everybody. Since I got both my bachelor's and my master's degrees here in Italy, my next regret is linked to education. And now that I've completed my higher education, I can say that I wish I could take it all in my hands from the beginning, or I just wish I could take, more control over what was going on with my education. I will explain you why. Italian education is good. However, it can be very, very theory-based, and both my degrees lacked in practice a lot, and I regret not having had more hands-on experience that I should have probably found myself, because it's not very common here to do internships all of the time, or shadowing, or this kind of thing. And I had maybe one internship that was a part of my curriculum at the university, and I had to do it anyway. But other than that, I wish I did more research. I wish I could find more internship opportunities and other kinds of practical experience before I graduated, or at least, before I woke up, because initially I relaxed a little bit too much. Then I woke up at a certain point realizing that I lacked practice, and I started getting all these opportunities and all this practice, but I wish I could start from the beginning. So if you're a prospective student, make sure you take this matter in your own hands, and you do your research, and you find these internship opportunities and stuff, and you get your practical experience before you graduate. That's super important for your future, for when you're gonna be looking for a job, for when you need this experience when applying for jobs. And yeah, just know that the university might not provide you with that, and probably shouldn't be providing you with that. You should actually take care of this yourself. So yeah, make sure you know about that. Another regret that I'm having is not having traveled more since the beginning. I mean, I was so obsessed with building my new life here. That was probably normal, but still, I was so focused on it, and I was so focused on just, day-to-day things, that I might have not traveled as much in the first years living here in Italy as I could have. And I wish I could have traveled more since the beginning. I think I started traveling obsessively a lot and exploring every corner of this country maybe 4 years ago. And then the pandemic hit, and we were confined to our homes first, and then to our cities and to our regions for about 2 years. And then after it, finally, I'm now exploring literally every corner of Italy. And I feel you will probably need a lifetime to discover all of this country, because it's so beautiful, and everywhere, the beauty is everywhere. The art and history and culture is everywhere. I love it so much. You always have so many opportunities to travel here, and I'm so excited to see where life brings me now, and what my next travels will be and stuff, because it really doesn't matter whether you're traveling far away or whether you're traveling to the nearby town or city, because the experience is spectacular regardless anyway. And yeah, this is something that I highly advise you guys. If you move to Italy, I know it's gonna be stressful, and I know it's gonna be tough, especially in the first year, but try to let it go a little bit and to distract yourself by traveling. This is the best way to relax and to distract your mind from everything that's going on around your new expat life, and just explore this country, because it's wonderful. And yeah, you're gonna regret it if you don't do it enough. My last regret for today, and probably in general when speaking about my experience of moving abroad to Italy, is not having documented my life earlier, or at least not having started to document my life earlier. What I mean is that since I was 18, I've been working as a TV presenter, and somehow an idea of a YouTube channel did not come up immediately after moving here, and it took me years to finally start this YouTube channel. And I'm like, what? I wish I could have documented my first years here, or at least a blog or something. I've been writing for my whole life, but somehow I never sit down to reflect and write down what's been going on, and just my thoughts and my feelings about my life, my new life here, and adjusting to this new life. I wish I could have done it before, because now I honestly would love to go back and reflect on it and go through my first thoughts and emotions and feelings, because I wouldn't say I have such a perfect account of my first year or two here in Italy, because first of all, as I said, I was so stressed out that probably the good things were passing by a little bit, but also because, just times go by and, there are more things to think about and to reflect upon. And yeah, I just wish I had documented my life here better since the beginning. I'm so glad that now I'm documenting it with YouTube. However, I wish I had a better account of my first years. And if you're moving abroad, guys, trust me, you'd love to go back after years of living abroad and see how you've changed and see how you evolved into a completely new person. And that's it, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this highly personal video of me reflecting upon some regrets as my 8th anniversary of living in Italy approaches. That's crazy to think that I've been here for almost 8 years. Although we still have a few months actually, because I moved in late August, but still, this is the year that will mark 8 years in Italy. Mind-blowing, absolutely. Anyway, I do not beat myself up for these regrets. These are just some reflections, some thoughts that, things I wish I could have done differently in these 8 years. And if they can help you, I'll be super happy. Now, guys, if you're new here, once again, I remind you to subscribe and hit the notification button down below. And please like, comment, and share this video with your friends so I can make more videos like this. Thank you so much for being here. Enjoy your day and enjoy your expat life to the fullest.